Bismillah. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, part 2, inshallah, of the first session. So the same, obviously, in Arabic, you have masculine, feminine, and the words themselves are masculine and feminine. Same, words themselves can have, obviously, singular form, dual form, and plural form. So in English, you'd say 2 Muslims, then 3, 4, 5. So the word Muslim doesn't change. It's just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But in Arabic, the word Muslim itself changes. So instead of, example, 1 Muslim would be Muslim, 2 Muslim would be Musli-man, 3 will be Musli-mun. So they change themselves. The word actually changes. Okay. So obviously, when it's 1, we know obviously the word Muslimun, Rajulun, it won't change. The only time when it changes or there's a different form is when it's 2 or 3. So in this lesson, inshallah, we'll learn how to obviously make the second form in dual and plural form. Okay, so how to make a dual form? Okay, number 1 is obviously for masculine and feminine both, you just add an alif and nun. So 2 Muslim, Musli, man. So you just, obviously it's Muslim anyway. You get it? Muslim. It's Musli or Musli-aan. It's the alif and the nun, as you can see if you go closer, inshallah. It's the alif and the nun we're adding. So Muslim, and Mu'min-an, or Muslim-aan, Mu'minan. Okay, I'll put it here, inshallah. Same with the woman, obviously Muslimah. They obviously Muslim-aan. So Muslima, or like Muslim-atan, it would have been Muslim-atan, but obviously it's a round ta. Round ta, obviously, if you put a haraka, obviously you've done that in Arabic. It's a round ta.
Yeah.
What's it called? Where'd it go? Round ta. If you stop, it becomes a ha. That. But if you read it then it becomes a ta. So Muslim-atan. Okay. So Muslim-atan, Mu'minatan. So can someone give me an example of a student? What do we call a student in Arabic?
Talib.
Okay, can you give me an example of 2 students?
2 students would be Talibatan.
No. Masculine. Male. Mudhakkar.
Taliban.
Taliban.
Yeah. So yeah, Taliban. So yeah.
You're trying to get us in trouble, man.
I was writing examples, then I wrote Taliban. I was like, oh wait, I need to take that out now. So okay, that's the thing. In Afghanistan, the dual second 2, that's actually plural. So like example, Muslim-aan is Muslim-aan is actually 2. Okay. So Taliban is 2 students and Muslim-aan or Muslim-aan is 2 Muslims. But they use 2 as plural also. So I think, if I'm not wrong, inshallah. But Taliban is 2 students. Ustadatan or Ustadan, 2 teachers. And if it's feminine, you just add a ta. So Muslim-aan, Muslim-atan, Taliban, Talibatan, Rajulan, Rajulatan. It's quite simple. Do you understand, everyone? Yeah? Everyone understands? Kitabun, Kitaban, Kitabatan. Actually, well, there's no feminine words of Kitabatan. Anyway, okay, so that's it. Kitabun, Kitaban. Okay, yes, we understand that, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, next one. Plural. Okay, so how do you make plural? Okay, so with plural thing, the problem with Jama is masculine Jam or Mudhakkar Jam is different to feminine Jam. That's the only thing. Before, in Tasniya, they were both the same. Yeah. You understand? The reason why they were both the same was obviously the ta itself was there. It was automatically there. So if I see the word Muslim-aan, Muslim-atan, okay, so I know that they're different. So there wasn't much of a difference here. With this one, obviously, they had to change it around. Okay. Okay, so here what happens is, for masculine, you add a waw and a nun. Okay, so 3 or more. Obviously, it's always going to be 3 or more. So Musli-mun, Musli-mun, Mu'minun. So Mu'minun, Muslimun. So whenever you see in the Quran Mu'minun or Mu'minin, it's both the same thing. That means multiple. Muslimin means many. Okay, everyone's following?
Yeah.
So again, we're going back. Numbers are singular, dual, plural, Wahid, Tasniya, Jama. Tasniya is easy for both man and masculine and feminine. You just add Alif and Nun. For Jam, obviously, it's a bit different. So you add Muslimun, Waw and Nun. Mu'minun. Any more examples of like people? Mu'minun, Muslimin.
Yu'minun.
Okay, Yu'minun is an example, but Yu'minun isn't actually an ism, it's actually a fi'al. But because we haven't studied fi'al, we won't obviously realize. But it's a good example. I would say it's a good example. Any more examples?
Waladun.
Wala, no, waladun, good answer. But that word waladun is not waladun like waladun, like that. It's actually waladun, that. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a good example, yes. It's not the right example. Okay, Muslimun, Salihun.
Talibun.
Talibun would be one, but we'll talk about that, why it's a problem. So Muslimun, Salihun, Qanitun, like in the Quran, wal qanitin, wal qanitat, all that stuff, it's there. So
Rajulun.
Mu'minun.
Mu'minun, but that's the example already in here.
Abidun.
Abidun, yes. Yeah, Abidun, that's the example. Very good, mashallah.
Rajulun.
No,
Rajul.
Rajulun is just Rajulun.
Yeah, so again, we will come to that now. So see, can you see, you can make those mistakes, inshallah. It's good, mashallah, we'll come to it. With feminine words, you just add a alif and ta. Instead of waw and nun, it's alif and ta. So it's like tasniya, similar to tasniya, alif and nun. You just add alif and ta. So Muslimat, mu'minat. So wal muslimina, wal muslimat, wal qanitat, wal khashi'at. All these words you can see in the Quran, isn't it, Sheikh? Yeah. All the Sheikh, as you know, inshallah. So with Muslim women, obviously alif and ta. With masculine, obviously waw and nun. Yes, everyone good? Understand?
Yes.
Yes, alhamdulillah. Okay. Now we're on our last, and we're finished, inshallah. That's it. It wasn't a lot. Okay, so now I call it regular and irregular Jama, but the way they call it in Arabic is called Salim and Maksur. What they mean by Salim is sound. Salim means there's no problem. So the sound way, or the no, I call it regular, is the way we just did, isn't it?
Yeah.
Salim. So this is the regular rule. This is the regular way. This is what you call the regular way. Irregular is when it's broken. So like the way in English, men. You don't say manun, okay? It becomes men. So rajulun, rijal. Alim, ulama. It's not alimun. Get it? So sometimes, not all the time, the Jama isn't like the word feminine. You get some words that don't have the signs and it's still feminine. Quraysh, there's no ta marbuta, there's no yamad, there's no alif and hamza mad, but still it's feminine. Same with Jama, you have some Jama which breaks the normal code, so it's irregular. Yeah, it's broken. So it's called maksur. Yeah. Okay, so we have man and men. Rajulun, rijalun. Can anyone think of any examples that you can think of on the top of your head?
That's a hard one.
Okay.
Broken Jama, yeah. So
it's actually, it's not maksur, it's called mukassar.
Walidain.
It's mukassar, jam mukassar. Okay, yeah. So rajulun, rijalun,
Walidain.
walidain. I'll give another one. What do you call plural students? Tullab.
no.
Have you heard of that word before? Tullab.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talib, taliban, tullab. It's not talibun. It breaks. It's not like that. Okay, so these are examples. We can go over other examples, inshallah. I can't. So you have
a doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah. Because I think the
Tabib.
Jama is, for doctor, I think it's what is the
Atibba. Yeah, so
Sorry?
tabib, atibba.
Tabibun.
Yeah, tabibun and atibbatun. Yeah, so that's the plural. Atibba. Okay?
yeah.
Okay, so as we can see, example, I'll give you another one. Sanamun, asnamun. Sanamun means idol.
Yeah.
Asnam means, what's it called? Plural of, what do you call them? Idols. Inshallah, you'll do that next, when we do qasas. The word first, one of the first lessons we'll do is sanamun. Okay, so inshallah, we're done here now. Inshallah, any questions? And I'll quickly summarize everything we've done. And we'll
So,
be done.
Sheikh, you know all these things we've covered. Would we get examples of these as well in the presentation you've done?
Okay, so isn't there a few examples you have right now? Do you want more examples?
No, for the last one. You know the
This
last
one?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, these.
So that's an English example. Okay. Okay. Give me. You want an Arabic one, yeah?
Yeah, just couple if.
Rajulun, rijalun, alim, aliman, alimun. No, ulama. Oops. Ulama. Then you have.
Maulana, are you gonna teach us how to read Arabic without the haraka?
Yeah, but I'm putting the haraka, inshallah. It's just take my time. Sorry.
Yeah, because at the
Yeah.
moment, I like my reading is basic, so I can only understand it with the haraka. I've not got to the level where I can
No, that's the
distinguish.
thing. That's the thing. That's the end level. With that haraka is the end level. End level is haraka. Okay, alim. Okay, you know the last word. I don't give haraka on it because it's rajulun. I'll just keep it sakin. The last word always is sakin for us when we're going to read together. Oh, wait, ula. Sorry, it just takes a bit of time to type the ula. Oops, uli, ulama. Okay, any example? Rajulun, rijalun, alimun, ulama. I'm going to do the transliteration also, inshallah, when I send it to you guys, inshallah, yeah? So, rajulun, rijalun, ulama,
Jabalun.
jamalun,
Jabalun.
Masjid,
jabalun.
masajid.
Yes, masajid, yeah. So, okay, masjidun, masajid. Okay. What else? What was it? Sanamun. Sanamun means idol.
Yeah.
Sanamun.
Baytun, buyutun.
Yes. Very good. Baytun, buyut. Oh, Quran. There's another way of pronouncing Baytun. It's called biyut, like that. It's a different style of reading in the Quran. So that's one. Baytun. Okay, let me put the Arabic. I'll type this all up, inshallah. Baytun. And then buyut. Okay. So any more examples you want? Anything else you want me to give more examples of? I'll give more examples of everything, inshallah. The reason I don't want to give too many examples is sometimes I think too many examples might overwhelm you and like you might get too much. But I can see that you guys want more examples, inshallah. So I'll give more examples. So I've got a lot of them, inshallah. Like I had to take a lot out.
What would be handy? I don't know about the others, but for me, like when you have stuff like the Dasabak and stuff like there's questions and answers. So is there like if you can give us a few questions?
So the thing is, we're going to do that. So we're going to give you a questionnaire for this weekend. So basically, the reason what we didn't plan, me and Maulana, is that okay, we were like, okay, we don't want to go too slow. At the same time, we don't want to go too fast. So we're going to do basically 2 lessons in a week. So one lesson, a lesson, and another lesson, a lesson. Like today, we actually did 2 lessons. We did Jama, Wahid, Mudhakkar, Muannas, masculine, feminine, and Mudhakkar and Muannas, and Wahid, Tasniya, Jama. We did 2 things. We did numbers and we did gender. That's 2 different sabaks. We did it in one go, alhamdulillah. So obviously, what we're going to do is we're going to give questionnaire, inshallah. You fill it up yourself, and then I'll give the answers myself, and then you just check it. If that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning, inshallah, quickly. So obviously, let's go back to lesson 1 quickly. Okay, so we have obviously the main things are ism. Ism is noun. in definition wise, in the definition is ism gives a meaning, or ism is meaningful without time. Ism is meaningful without time. Fa'al is meaningful with time. And harf is meaningless without anything. So you need something, support. You need support to have a meaning. Okay, so example of ism would be a book. A fa'al would be he did worship, he prayed, he did this, he did that. Harf would be to, for example, like in and stuff like that. Okay, lesson 2. Okay, so in Arabic we have gender, mudhakkar and muannas, masculine, feminine. Okay, masculine is called mudhakkar. Masculine words are when feminine signs are not found. Mudhakkar, when feminine signs not found. Feminine words are called muannas. Feminine words are when feminine signs are found. Simple. Feminine signs, example, ta marbuta, round ta. You can call it alif maqsura, or you can call it yamad, when there's a yamad, kubra, sughra, like that, duha. And then the third one is alif and hamza, hamra'un, bayda'un, or alif mamduda. Okay, so these are the 3 signs for feminine. It's going to take a bit of time to remember them. Inshallah, take your time, no problem, there's no rush. And the next one is obviously some feminine words they're just feminine, and even though they don't have any signs. Okay, and then next one is numbers. This is lesson part 2. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, and 3 or more. Okay, number 2 is, how do you do 2? You add an alif and you add a nun. Muslim-aan, mu'minan, Musli-Matan, Musli-Matan, Rajulan, oh sorry, Taliban, Talibatan. Okay, so like that. Okay, next one, slide 9. Okay, now plural. So obviously feminine, masculine one, mudhakkar ones are different. You add a waw and a nun. Muslimun, mu'minun, qanitu, abidun. And with feminine, obviously you just add a ta. You add a ta and alif and ta. So a big ta, obviously. So muslimat, mu'minat, qanitat, like that. Then you have regular and irregular jam, broken or sound. So an example, man, manan, man, men. So this one would be muslimun, muslimun, like that. These are broken. It goes against the normal. Rajulun, rijal. It's not rajulun.
For the irregular ones,
yeah.
Is it a case of it's just experience? You learn it from experience.
Yeah. Same with feminine words. You just have to know them. There's no meaning. The scholars have found scales, but it's not important. They're just random. Okay, like the way I just said, all cities are feminine. You get it? They've just decided that. Okay, anything to do with women, like women things are feminine. So example, sisters, mothers, they're all grannies. They're all like granny obviously has the ta anyway, jadda. For example, ummun doesn't have a ta, nor does it have a like a mad with a ya, or nor does it have a hamza mad. So like that, in these ones, irregular ones are basically, it doesn't follow a rule. It's just like that. So rajulun, rijalun, alimun, ulama, masjidun, masajid, sanamun, asnam, baytun, buyutun. It's just basically irregular. We don't have a code. Okay, inshallah. Any other questions?
No, it's fine.
So hopefully that was not too much, and hopefully I wasn't too fast. Inshallah. Any questions, inshallah? No.
Jazakallah, Shaykh.
Okay, inshallah, I will send more examples, inshallah. Allah make it easy for all of you guys, inshallah. Jazakallah for your time. And we'll finish
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
I was hoping it to be shorter.
Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah. Hopefully we cover a bit more, inshallah. Or give more examples, inshallah, in the group. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah.